Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dinosaur channel. This is your home on the internet for all things dinosaur and prehistoric. Today, we're going to be covering an episode all about the awesome Mamenchisaurus. Before we jump into everything about the Mamenchisaurus, I want to let you guys know to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single video, because we are covering all the dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures from the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park movie franchise series. I also want to remind you guys to leave us a dinosaur-sized thumbs up and comment down below a dinosaur or prehistoric creature that you would like to see us cover in the future. That being said, let's jump into the super long-necked, crazy-looking, worm-like, snake-like Mamenchisaurus. So what does Mamenchisaurus mean? Mamenchisaurus means Mamenchi lizard from the Mamenchi area. And Mamenchi is a place in China, or a word in China that translates into Horse Gate River or Horse Gate Brook. So where and when did this dinosaur live? Well, as I mentioned, this dinosaur was found in China, so it is a Chinese dinosaur. It existed from about 160 to 114 million years ago in the late Jurassic period to possibly the early periods of the Cretaceous, right in China. Now, what did this dinosaur look like? It was a remarkably long-necked dinosaur. Now, when we say long-necked dinosaur, you might think of a Brachiosaurus and a Apatosaurus. Mamenchisaurus was a long-necked dinosaur, and I see really long neck, like oddly long neck. This dinosaur was known from 4 different species that have been found, all sort of named and guesstimated to have different size, length, necks. So one of the species' necks was estimated about 43 to 49 feet just for the neck. Another one was about 31 feet. Another one was about 13.5 feet. So the estimates for how long its neck really was is kind of vary wildly, but people say, scientists, paleontologists guesstimate that this thing could have been up to 115 feet long. That's crazy big. And it could have weighed anywhere from 50 to 75 tons.
Hey sir, did you order a dino-sized pizza?
Oh boy.
Did you order dino-sized pizza?
Hi, I'm in the middle of something. Just sit down quietly, please, and let me finish my dinosaur episode.
What's
You want
up,
to read the
dinos?
script? Read the script for a second. Here you go. Go. So how did this dinosaur get famous? Literally, this dinosaur is not famous at all, and it was never famous, and honestly, currently right now, it still isn't really famous. The dinosaur has made one cameo in the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park movie franchise series, and that was in Jurassic Park The Lost World. What a lot of people think was an Apatosaurus or even a Brontosaurus that a lot of people imagine was actually a Mamenchisaurus. Nobody even really thinks into it, and nobody really looks into it because it was just a random dinosaur that appeared one time in one scene and was never really shown again. If you go back to Jurassic Park The Lost World, the sequel to Jurassic Park, in the scene where dinosaurs are being rounded up and captured, you'll see it kind of stampeding through Isla Sorna, which is really cool. We get a really cool depiction of it, but other than that, it has not been featured again in anything that we've seen in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, other than the Jurassic World Evolution video game, where it is seen there, and it is depicted to be sort of a brachiosaur-like body thing, where it's not really long, but more tall. So 115 tall, up into the air feet of a dinosaur. Very interesting look. So finally, let's talk about the diet and behavior of the Mamenchisaurus. What did this thing eat, and how did it behave? The Mamenchisaurus was an herbivore, feeding on plants, probably tall trees and things like that, of that nature, back during the Mesozoic era. People assume that it used things like gastroliths, which is a very famous sort of feature that a lot of herbivores, especially sauropods, used back in the Mesozoic era, and some even use nowadays, not sauropods because they don't exist anymore, but other herbivores, where they basically swallow stones and help grind up plant matter in their stomach. They would swallow leaves and other things like that whole. They would digest them by having the stones grinding them up in their stomach. That's why when we find these dinosaurs, a lot of times we find them with stones in their stomach. The Mamenchisaurus had blunt teeth used for stripping off that plant matter and using it just to grind all that up later. It was a very interesting process for consuming and eating plants and gaining that energy. And we also assume that Mamenchisaurus might have traveled in herds. It is easy to assume that a lot of sauropods probably did the same sort of process, where they grew up very fast, had a lot of babies in plentiful numbers, and not many of them ever survived to adulthood. A lot of times they just died out or were picked off by different predators, and the ones that survived to be huge, enormous, colossal dinosaurs, some of the biggest of their time and the biggest of their region. The Mamenchisaurus is just one example of that, and it is a sauropod once again. And sauropod is just one of those fancy terms in science for long-necked dinosaurs. Things that you think about, Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus, Amargasaurus, all these different animals, Giraffatitan, these things were all sauropods. So that's what a Mamenchisaurus is, and that's our episode all about the Mamenchisaurus. I hope this thing gave you sort of an insight on this weird dinosaur that's also sort of shrouded in mystery in the Jurassic Park universe. If you guys liked this video about the Mamenchisaurus, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single video, because we are covering all the dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures from the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park franchise series as well. If you guys liked it, leave us a dinosaur-sized thumbs up and comment down below a dinosaur prehistoric creature you would like to see us cover in the future. And if you want to support this channel further, you can send us some money in our PayPal link down below in the description. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.